Hey everyone, MegaSim. Today I'm going to start a few special episodes for you all. I've had a few requests and a few questions of people wanting to know how to use Train Sim World. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a few episodes where I'm going to be looking at each train. So if I miss any, just let me know. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at the Class 166. Okay? Now, first of all, doesn't matter if you're on an Xbox or a PlayStation 4. Xbox One or PlayStation 4. I'm going to try and go through these together. Now, we've got the right joystick, which allows us to go left and right, up and down. But also you have the left joystick, which allows you to do a few extra features. Now, with the Class 166, for us to be able to proceed, we need to make sure that our master key is on. So if we go down to the master key, and you can see the X or the cross has appeared, you will get the green A appear on your Xbox One. And if you just press it once, see, it unlocks it. This is where we can now use the reverser. Now you could press and hold it, and then use the left joystick to move it to front, forward, neutral, reverse, etc. Now what you could also do is you can use the left joystick. See, I'm using my left joystick going up and down to go through that. Okay, so I'm going to have it on there. Now what we can also do is at the back here, we've got these extra switches here. Now only one of them works, which I'm trying to remember which one. Do you know what? I'm going to go up to it and we'll go through there. Okay. Now, to stop that noise, you press the circle button. So can you hear it? That's also the B button. Also, that is pressing that. Okay? There is also the AWS reset there as well. Okay? So, with the Class 166, the throttle and the brake is all on one control. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the R1 and R2 on the PlayStation, or the RB and RT on the Xbox. So, RT or R2 on the PlayStation, as you can see, has the brakes. Okay? Full service, and then 4 is emergency brake. So we're going to take the brakes off. As you can see on the right, the BC is now 0. If I put it back on, you can see it move. So, what we can now do is we can now go. But before we do, what we'll do is we'll look at one more thing, which is the lights. Now the lights can be used, I believe it's here. So I can change the lights to whatever I want here. Okay? But what I can also do is I can press and hold the right button on the D-pad. So if I press and hold that, as you can see, you've got your day, your night, your markers, your tail lights, and all the offs. So we're just going to put the day on for us. Now if I want to look outside for the internal and external views, I can press and hold the right joystick, go to external cameras, and I can maybe go to the front one. Now, let me just put the brakes back on. I've just noticed we're rolling. Now, if you notice on the right, just to the left of the dials, you can see a little man. Now if I press the triangle or the Y button, you can see it now turns into like a drone sort of thing. This is where I can start using my left joystick going forwards and backwards, and my right joystick going up and down and in circles. I can also use the R1 and R2. No, I can't. I can use the R2 to go up and the L2 to go down. So that's the RT and LT on the Xbox. So if I press and hold the right joystick and go back in, this is back into here. Okay. So if I now press the RT, I can now accelerate. And now you can hear it. Now it's good to kind of go on a slower speed, because if you go up to the 7, you speed up quite quickly, which isn't realistic. Now, one thing that was really cool is you could go for the horn, which is here. So down, up for low and high, or you can press and hold the left joystick. Okay, now our warning is on, so we press circle or B to shut that up. Now, with the horn, you can only do the high with the left joystick. Okay. Not sure what's going on now. What have I done? I've broken it. Do you know what? For the time being, let's just turn that off. Now, now that probably looks awful for my things, because there are a few extra buttons here. So what we'll do is, once we stop at the station, we'll have a look at them. Now we want to make sure that we don't go above the red line, because the red line is the speed limit. So the speed limit here is around 15 miles an hour. Now I am on the English miles per hour instead of the kilometers like in Europe. Now it's gone up to 35, so I could go a little bit quicker. Now I want to go 0, and what you want to do is you want to make a slow stop, because if you go for 3, brake number 3, you are literally, everyone is jolting out of their seats trying to get to the door. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you are using the brakes in a realistic way. If not, you could be speeding and then brake suddenly at the end. But now you can see that we've got 40 odd yards to go, and you can see the green in front of us. We want to try and make sure that is as accurate as possible. So what we can do is we can press the R1 and R2, or RB and RT, just to ensure that we get a good stop. So we see that was 3 yards. Now we can unlock the doors. Now to unlock the doors on the Class 166, we have got the door release here and the door close here. So we see those 2 buttons there. We've also got for the right hand side those 2 buttons there. Now if I get up and go over here, the train doors open and close is also here as well. So let me just sit back down. So you can press the green triangle or the yellow Y button on the Xbox. So let's open the doors. The other way you could do it, if you can't find these buttons, because there are some trains that find it quite difficult, what you can do is you can press and hold the left D-pad button, and this is where you then have the lock left, lock right, unlock left, and also the lock both. Now to come out of that, you press the circle or the B button. Okay. You also have the guard buzzer, which is there, and also it's over here as well, which is the green button here. Okay. Now, with these doors here, you can open these doors, but only when the vehicle is stopped. As soon as you move forward, these doors close. But there are some trains where they don't. Now, what we can do is we can open this door, and we can see that the lights are off. Because what we can do is we can go up here, and there are some few extra settings here. So here is where the train lights are now on. As you can see, the lights are now white, so it's nice on there, and you can turn it off there. So on and off there. Then you've got the sanding, you've got faults, dimmers, things like that, which are quite cool. There is also another thing which doesn't really do anything, but it's nice to have, you know, keep it on really hot for our passengers, because it's a nice summer day, so we're going to make it really red hot in there for them. Okay. There are a few other buttons on here, but if you want like a bit more of a detailed view, just check the manual and you'll be able to find out what they are. So now we need to close the doors. So now we can close the doors, and now this debrief is finished, but we're just going to carry on because I just want to show you how that all works. So if I press continue, I got a bronze medal, which is bad because we did it so badly. Now what I can do is I can come out and I can check there. And also, as you can see, I do have the train here, nice with the lights on. There is another cool button that you can do with the Class 166, and that is the hazard button. Now, if you want the hazard lights to go on, as you can see, we've got the hazards going on. But, you know, just keep that off for now. Now, what you can then do is you can then take the brakes off, and as you can see, if I go forward, see, the door automatically shuts, but we do have a red signal in front of us. Now what else can we do on here? Now we can look through the passenger cabin, but before we do, let's just unlock the doors again, because this train is not due to leave till 18 minutes past. There we go. So that is pretty much it in using the Class 166 Turbo. What you can do is, if you are walking around, you can use the left joystick to go forwards and backwards, and then up, down, left, right with the right joystick. If you do want to run, you can press the R2 or the RT button. You can do that. If you want to crouch down, because sometimes it's not going to be here, but sometimes in some trains you can get stuck down here. Now what you can do is you can press the left joystick. You see you're crouching, so you can actually crouch and effectively go underneath the carriages if you do get stuck. So to run, you can run like that. Now let's open this, and now we're in this carriage. There are a few other things that you've got in here. As you can see, you do have a seat, and you do have the blinds as well. So I can pull the blinds fully down because of that. Now, one thing we just need to check on here as well, this is okay. The 166 does change the lights for the back, but there are some trains that don't. So just wanted to go through that with you. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it with regards to the 166, but if you do find anything that I've missed, just leave a comment below. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a few more episodes of this, looking at the different trains, because, you know, as regards to this one's actually quite simple, because what you can do is you have the one control, whereas things like the Class 43 HST and other big diesels, the throttle and the brake are on two separate buttons. But we'll go into that on one of the other episodes that will be coming out soon. So as you can see, we can now go like this, but we do have a red light in front of us, which is not good, because if you do go through a red light, the whole level will stop. Now, brake number 4 is emergency brake, just so you know. Now, if you do want to go in reverse, all you need to do is you need to press the left joystick, move the left joystick up. So as you can see, we can now go in reverse, and we can actually go in reverse on here, but that's not what we're going to do, because what we want to do is we just want to show one more thing that we can do in here. So we've got our brakes on full service. If I turn my reverser to off, and I remove the master key, so it's now locked, I can actually go the other end of the train and go in reverse. But the master key needs to be locked one end for the other end to be locked again. Okay? So if we go in here, let's just lift that blind up for you so you can see. So if we just lock that, put that back in forward, and we can now go. So it's pretty easy for the Class 166 to go forwards and backwards. Some of the others are a little trickier, but the Class 166 is pretty good with that. There we go. Now, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and... and Twitter. If you do want to, you can follow us quite easily on this. Alright, let me just lock that. It's very easy to follow us on there at MegaSim UK. I'm talking and trying to think at the same time, so apologies for that. But what we'll do is we'll just get going, and then we can say our goodbyes from there. So left D-pad, I can lock all the doors, and I can unlock. Come on, there, forward, and go. Now, funnily enough, the old version of this had some issues where I used to fall out of trains. So have a look back at one of my old episodes. You'll see me fall out of a train because I literally was doing this, and I just fell out. The door, there was some sort of bug, and I just fell out of the train with the door shut. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and you know, we'll see you again soon. So as you can see, I can do that. There we go. Now what I can do is, let's just do that so it looks pretty cool. There we go. thank you so much for watching, guys. You know, watch out for the next episode with the next train, so we'll have a look at the controls of how to use that train as well. What I might do is I might steer clear of the camera and just kind of look at the controls inside the train of how to get it going, brakes, etc., just so you're prepared for that. So I'm going to go through each DLC and go through those trains there, and we'll take it from there. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, we'll see you next time. MegaSim, Train Sim World 2020. See you soon. Thanks, guys. See you later. Bye.